Hey everyone, JackelWolf here, back in Sky Factory 3. This episode we are going to look at the crucibles. Now the two types of crucible, there's a wooden crucible and a porcelain crucible. Wood is good for the water, porcelain is good for lava, so we get a whole sort of fire and water aspect with this little episode here. But to start, to make the porcelain one, we are going to need some water. Now there's a couple ways of getting water in this. One, if you leave out the wooden barrels in the rain, they will fill up with water. Same with the wooden crucibles or even the porcelain crucible. But the other way of getting that is to use saplings. So to start, a wooden crucible is six wood logs and 1/2 slab. Pop that out there, get my saplings ready. We're going to plop this one down right next to it, and just like with the composting, you just fill this up, and as you can see in the top there, the solid volumes change into liquid volume, so this will fill up with water. Do not try to do this with the wooden barrel. Wooden barrels will give you dirt. So now this is really temporary because it is really super simple to make a infinite water source. But to do that, we are going to need a bucket, and that comes with our next step in the making of the porcelain crucible as well, because we will need water for that. So I'm going to take this block of sand or block of dust and plop it in a bucket of water, or not a bucket, a barrel of water or a crucible of water. Pop that out, and I now have a clay block. Now clay is one of the components of porcelain. The other component is going to be bone meal, but this clay we're going to use for a bucket because we need to make that infinite water source. Can't rely on the rain, and using the crucible method, you can see it takes a little bit of time. So I'm just going to pop this bucket into the furnace, and it is going to go from an unfired clay bucket into a clay bucket. Now clay buckets are just like regular iron buckets. You can use water or lava, although when you use a clay bucket with lava, it is a single-use bucket only. So I'm going to take this water here, put it there, this water here, put it there. Now I've got my infinite water supply, and I can take these and fill them back up, or I can leave them empty. Wait for rainfall to fill them up. Doesn't really matter, but I do need this dust into clay. Pop these out, and now these clay into chunks, and I am just going to vein mine that. And now I've got 13 clay balls. Now I'm going to bring it over here. So to make clay into porcelain, we need clay and dust, and that brings us to porcelain clay. Now I've got 8 bone meal. I actually only need 7 for this, but I'm going to use them all up, and then I'm just have one little extra anyways. From here I'm going to make a second bucket, mainly because it's always nice to have 2 of them, especially when you're doing a lot of clay. You want to go back and forth as little as possible between the water and the buckets. A porcelain crucible is very similar to the wooden crucible, except it is all porcelain clay. Pop that out, and like the regular clay, we need to fire this before it is useful. So I'll pop that up into there. This is firing up. Now while that is firing, what we need to use that crucible is going to be at least as an early on source. You can heat up the crucible using a torch. You can upgrade that with lava, and then with netherrack that's been lit will also work like that. Actually, I'll throw this in here as well. So I'm going to take this crucible, I'm going to plop that up above. Minecraft magic keeps it floating, and then from there, and I did not grab my cobblestone. I got just enough time to grab some. I'm going to grab 4 pieces. That's a little bit of leftover cobblestone I had from doing some sifting. Let's see if I can't get in here really quick, and I'm going to go plop, 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 and just like the wooden crucible, you can see the solid going down, the liquid going up. That is turning into lava. Because this is only a torch, it is rated 1. I believe lava is 2 times, and lit netherrack is 3, maybe 4. I can't remember off the top of my head. So this brings us one more step closer to our automatic cobblestone generator, which we will probably be looking at in our next episode. So if you guys got any questions or comments, leave them below. Other than that, I guess we'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.